Penrith Players presents The Village Weirdo by Hannah Sowerby.
There's a weirdo in every village. They don't have normal names like Edward or Roger, but they're called Willie Rainmack, Shouty Paul or Pedo Pete, even though they're not even a paedophile. In this particular village, I fill the quota. Well, someone's got to. What's wrong with him, I hear you ask? I'll let you work that out for yourself. But remember this, even the most boring or strange person has a diamond inside them. You just gotta give them a chance. Chip away at the layers of coal. Give it time. Trouble is, most people don't. Most people are quick to judge.
There's dictaphone Steve.
Talking to himself again. What a nutter.
My name is Stephen Prattle. I like making pottery, composing music and writing poetry. But none of that matters, because they can't see past the fact that I only talk into this dictaphone. Today is Saturday, the 3rd of August. I'm sitting and observing this tiny village I know all too well. People watch, but they don't see. People watch the postman jollily bustling along, but they don't see that it's not just the weight of his postbag weighing him down. They see the bags of post, but not the bags under his eyes. They see what they want to see. Well, what do you expect? This is Britain's friendliest village. Oh, bad things don't happen here. They're not allowed to. Oh, God. There she is. Peridot Pottinger, the owner of the Crusty Loaf, the local bakery. I don't need to talk to her for her to know that one nod means, yes, please, I'd like butter, and a twitch of the eye means tuna mayonnaise. She always smiles at me, probably because she knows. And there he is, Michael Pottinger, the mayor, her husband. He often walks past me, embarrassed that I exist. She always smiles. Always. I wrote a little poem for her. I'd like to make her a plate with the poem written on it and give it to her. It would hang above the fireplace in our house. Who am I kidding? Village Weirdo never gets the girl. That story was missed out of all the great love stories. The poem I wrote goes like this. Her smile is... Wait. Peridot and Michael are looking at me. They're coming over. What do I do?
Steve. Hi. Hello. Sorry, I don't believe we've met before. My name's Michael, but you can call me Mike or... Well, I'm Mike. Look, I don't know if you realised... Well, I suppose no, you probably wouldn't, but, well, today is a rather special day. See, last year we got awarded the title of Britain's friendliest village, and, well, the people are coming back, and this time they're bringing TV cameras with them, and, well... Do you have anything you can be getting on with this afternoon? It's just because they're going to want to talk to people and they don't want people who, well, don't talk back.
This man is making me feel uncomfortable.
Oh, sorry, Steve. I wasn't meant to be doing that.
He's not meaning to do that, Stephen.
Stephen?
He likes to be called Stephen.
How do you...
I just know. He likes to be called Stephen.
I like to be called Stephen.
Stephen. What Mike means is that this is a really important day for the village. If people see the village on the telly, then they'll probably visit. And if they visit, then people will spend money in the shops, including the crusty loaf, and we really need the trade.
Well, I want there to be more business for the shops.
Yes, yeah, trade for the shops. So, do you think you might be able to...
I don't want to go home yet. Home is too quiet.
I understand, Stephen. How about you come with me and help me do some prep for the shop? I'll pay you in tea and cakes.
I love tea and cakes.
Darling, I need you to...
Be your trophy wife, blah blah. You know that being on camera would be my worst nightmare. You'll be fine on your own, my love.
Yes, but it doesn't look proper. Me just being on my own.
What are you saying about single people? I was single before I met you, and you were single before you met me.
That's not what I...
Plus, I can't be expected to prepare this buffet on my own. There's too much to do.
You can't let him in our house.
Why not? He talks into a dictaphone. He's not a psycho.
If he steals something...
He wouldn't.
Mother told me not to steal. I would never steal.
You're upsetting him.
I'm not.
He is.
Oh, OK, fine. Whatever. I'll see you later for the buffet, which I'm sure will be top standard, just like my wife. I'll see you later, honey.
Have a good day, Mike. I have every faith in you that you'll get what you've worked for. Right. Let's back, shall we, Stephen? So, this is home. It's a bit too swanky for my liking. But if you've got a roof over your head, you can hardly complain.
I think it looks like something from Doctor Who.
It does, doesn't it? All those buttons and dongles and whatever else Mike's installed. And this. I don't see why we have to have a hot water tap when a kettle is perfectly fine. He says, so we don't have to wait for it to boil. But I quite enjoy the little wait. That's the problem with the world today. Everyone gets what they want straight away, so they're all impatient and demanding. And then get annoyed when they don't get what they want instantly.
Pottery isn't like that. You've got to make it, then you fire it in the kiln, then gloss it, and then fire it again and wait for it to be ready. But it's really worth it.
Good things come to those who wait. Anyways, am I able to get you on buttering bread? I'll do the fillings.
Oh, I'm happy to butter the bread. I'm especially good at that.
Brilliant. Thank you, Stephen.
I wonder why Peridot has a map of the world with lots of little holes in it in her kitchen.
Oh, that. I was doing that silly thing people do of throwing a dart at a map and saying, wherever it lands, I'll go. Except it kept landing in the Adriatic. I play it as a game when I'm bored. It's not like I can actually go anywhere. Besides, I'm happy with my life. I am. But sometimes the world's so big, and I'm in this tiny little village where the most exciting thing to happen is when Mrs. Bruntwood thought she saw a ghost. Except it turned out to be a white sheet. Poor dear forgot it was wash day. That almost got a news story.
Mother always told me that life is about who you're with, not where you are.
She was a wise woman, your mother.
She was a wise woman.
It's nice to see you again, Stephen. I was worried when you know. How's the pottery going? Still selling your things online? I don't know much about pottery. Oh, except that scene from Ghost.
I've not seen Ghost yet.
You're in for a treat.
The pottery business is going quite well. I've started inscribing my poetry onto the pottery and people seem to like it.
You do poetry? That's wonderful. Closest to poetry Mike gets is the football chants he does. Ooh, I like football, or something like that. Oh, I feel like I'm talking complete rubbish today. Sorry. I can never get a word in edgeways when Mike's around, so all my words are just sort of falling out. I don't mean that in a bad way, against Mike, because he runs the town almost single-handedly, so he has a lot to say about work.
I like listening to Peridot speak.
I'm glad you do. I'm not a very interesting person.
Everyone's interesting. You just have to give them a chance, even if they're quiet or say they aren't interesting.
That's a really good saying. Oh, silly me. Forgotten the mayonnaise. I'll just pop to the larder and get a jar. I'll be right back.
I watch her as she walks away. She is the most I've ever sort of spoken to anyone since it happened. I bet Mother would be proud. She always thought Peridot was such a nice girl. Just being here makes me feel really nice and happy, but also sad because I'm so close to her and can't look up into her eyes. Kitchen is certainly an odd kitchen. It's very mechanical, silver and white, not at all cosy. There is, however, a small green plant at the centre of the windowsill, looking very out of place, but it alone is the most beautiful thing, more beautiful than the rest of the kitchen. I must make the most of this time with Peridot. I might not get to speak to her again, and she's such a...
Busy Lizzie. That's the name of the plant you're looking at. They're really difficult to get to flower indoor, but somehow this one's managed it.
They're supposed to be near light, but not too near, so the position is perfect. My pottery poetry is all, well, pottery and poetry, I suppose you could say, that potted plants, poetry, they go hand in hand together. Mother liked potted plants.
I know. I used to buy mine from her. I got a beautiful broadleaf lady palm from her a long time ago. Used to stand in the living room, but we went away for a fortnight in the Lake District, and I forgot to ask Mrs. Bruntwood to water it, so it died.
I have a broadleaf lady palm. You could come and visit mine.
I'd love to, Stephen. I really would. But I'm not sure what my husband would say about me going to visit other men's potted plants.
Oh. Well, if she changes her mind, she knows where I am.
You've buttered that bread very quickly.
Oh, Mother used to say, butter bread, when she used to do it when she got nervous. And I got into the habit of doing the same thing. We ended up with far too many sandwiches, but my buttering skills are second to none.
I did like your mother.
I miss her. I want to tell Peridot something.
You can tell me anything.
I bought this dictaphone after I knew Mother was getting bad, so I could record our precious memories.
That was a really sweet thought.
I wonder if I could play one whilst doing the sandwiches.
Yes, that would be lovely. Sort of like an audiobook or radio play. I do like listening to the radio whilst cooking.
Thanks. No one has heard them apart from me. It's Sunday, the 15th of September, and we're on a ghost train!
Oh my goodness! Why is that skeleton riding a bicycle?
It's pretty cool, though, wasn't it?
Steve, that ghost is gonna get you! Oh, it's moved out of the way. Good that.
Oh, look, we're outside and...
We're going back in again. Oh, Steve, you'll look after me, won't you?
Of course I will, I'll try. Oh!
Ah! What's he laughing at? I wouldn't be laughing if I looked like him.
Oops. Wrong one. That was from the ghost train at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Mother wanted to go because she never had. We went to the Tower Ballroom because she was quite the dancer back in the day, and she told me all about it.
My favourite ride is the Alice in Wonderland ride. Though, I used to be really scared that the Queen of Hearts would chop off my head. I love Blackpool. I really do. When I was a little girl, we didn't have much money, so when my friends all went off to Italy and Côte d'Azur, we went to Blackpool to go and see the sea and play on the penny falls for ages to win a silver notebook that would inevitably fall apart by the end of the day. Oh, it would give me such joy.
I also love Blackpool. I wonder if Peridot has been to Ripley's.
Of course I have. My Uncle John was a big fan of the weird and the wonderful, despite him being a very ordinary man.
If he was interested in the weird and the wonderful, it can't have been ordinary.
I just meant that he was called John and worked in an office and played the odd bit of pool, you know.
And there was nothing at all interesting about him?
I suppose visiting museums about the weird and wonderful isn't exactly run-of-the-mill.
There's something interesting about everyone. You've just got to search for it.
Actually, I think he used to play the harp. Oh, I'd completely forgotten because spent a lot of its life in the attic. Every single time we visited Blackpool, we went there. So I've got quite a lot of odd facts in my brain. Not that they've come in handy recently.
Oh, Mother and I went. When we went on our trip. There's a clip. So, today is Monday the 16th of September, and we're still in Blackpool. Last night there was a fight in the B&B, and even though it wasn't the B&B's fault, Mother's not letting me pick B&B's again. It's a bit too cold to go into the sea, so Mother and I are in Ripley's, believe it or not. As a verbal footnote, Ripley's is a museum that has a lot of weird stuff in it, like the world's tallest man and the most tattooed woman, etc., etc. What are you looking at, Mother?
Apparently, if you touch this statue, you'll get pregnant.
Well, don't touch it.
Why? I'm in my 60s. I'm not going to get pregnant.
You don't know how these things work. Oh, Mother! Oh, right, well, I'm not looking after the baby.
I look so funny in this mirror.
Mother is looking into a mirror that's made her look exceptionally tall and thin.
This could be the start of my modelling career.
Remember, you've just got pregnant.
Fiddlesticks! I shall have to balance my twins with my new life as Kate Moss.
Twins?
I touched same statue twice, so I assume that's how it works. Hey, look at this woman. She's all tattoos. You won't get tattooed, will you, Steve? I can't stand tattoos.
Don't worry. I'll only get a tattoo if there was something that really meant a lot to me.
You're not getting a tattoo of SpongeBob.
I wasn't going to.
Look, there's this plaque that says they've got a cat retirement home in Lincolnshire.
How funny.
You're not going to put me in one of them, are you?
You're not a cat?
Oh, an home.
Oh, never.
You're not going to put me in an home.
No. I will look after you forever and ever. I promise. Oh, I forgot that was in the recording. I've not listened to it in a while.
What?
I broke my promise. Mother did go into a home.
She needed to, Stephen. It wasn't your fault.
I really tried my best. I bought jam and marmalade. Oh, marmalade was her favourite. I made soft-boiled eggs just the way she liked them, washed all the blankets and everything. And she kept wandering off. And that made me scared.
You did a wonderful job, Stephen.
This is the memory I meant to play. It's December the 25th and we're having a lovely Christmas. We've just had a lovely dinner with pigs in blankets and everything. Played Scrabble. Mother got all her letters out with the word conflict. And we pulled our crackers. Oh, Mother is wearing her party hat. It's yellow. You liked that joke, didn't you, Mother?
Yeah.
Well, read it out for the dictaphone.
Right. What kind of paper likes music?
I don't know. What kind of paper likes music?
Wrapping paper! With an R! Like 50 cents. I don't know how they think these things up. I could never do it. It came from a luxury cracker because my son only gets the best for his old mum. Then again, gifts weren't much to go by, 'cause what's luxurious about an illuminous green plastic golf tee?
Well, it said luxury on the box. But then again, I got one of those plastic fortune teller fishes that tells you how you're feeling.
Which is neither use nor ornament. Still, you gotta be grateful for what you've got in life. As long as you're with right people, it doesn't matter what you get in your cracker. Give it a go. You put it in your palm, don't you?
Yes, and depending on the shape of it, it tells you how you're feeling.
Go on then.
Okay. So, if I put it here and... Oh, it's curled up like this. Apparently, I'm in love.
Well, I know that. That fish really is mystical.
Actually, it's because it's made of cellophane, which is hygroscopic material, meaning it seeks out moisture and absorbs sweat from your hands, changing the shape of the molecules, making the fish curl. I'd probably just have sweaty hands.
'Cause you're in love with that specky girl with ginger hair.
She moved away when I was 12.
Yes, that's right.
Anyways, it's present time! There you go, Mother. It's your Christmas present.
It's beautiful. It's thingy.
A plate?
Yeah, one of those.
It's not just any plate. It's a plate that I made myself with a golden ring around it. And look, it's a picture of you holding me as a baby.
That were best day of my life giving birth to you.
Oh.
I've only got a small fanny.
Oh.
I'll put it on mantelpiece.
And there's this too.
2 gifts? Oh, you didn't need to go to all that effort.
I wanted to. It's a bookmark with some ballet shoes on it because you said you liked dancing.
Our best in class. Susan Spence thought she were best, but that's just 'cause her mam was dance teacher. Oh, thank you. That's very kind. Now for your present. There you go.
It's a pot of cranberry sauce. Okay.
Look, disappointed.
No. Just surprised.
You like cranberry sauce, don't you? You said you wanted some.
I did. Oh, I do. Yes. Oh, thank you. It's lovely.
Anyways, Steve, turn that thing off. I want to listen to Queen's speech and see what hat she's wearing.
I don't like to play any clips after that one, because I like to remember how she was in that recording.
Are you crying?
not crying.
I'm so sorry for what happened.
These things happen.
Just look at how many sandwiches we've made. I'd have never got this many done on my own. My hand gets tired from all that butchering. Sometimes making sandwiches can be a pain in the...
I wonder if Peridot likes her job.
Yes, I like my job and I love the customers. Except for Alan Cook, who starts eating his crisps before he's paid for them, which I think's a bit rude. Having said that, I always wondered what it would be like to work on a cruise and travel the world. It must be so freeing to be out on the ocean. Still, I mustn't complain. I've got good health, a good home, and a good man.
Michael's not a good man.
I know he's not perfect, but we've all got our flaws. There's that quote from the Lord of the Rings about everyone being a mix of good and bad or something, but you've got to strive to be good, I think is the point.
Michael is more than just flawed. I don't know whether to tell her or not.
Tell me what?
No, I can't tell her. I don't want to ruin everything. But she's with a bad man and it's gonna end badly.
It's not going to end bad. You've no idea what you're saying, Stephen. You don't know anything about my relationship. It's complicated. It's all right. It's fine. It just didn't turn out how we thought.
I do know about our relationship. I know lots more about this village than anyone else.
I don't know what you mean. How could you possibly?
I've a recording on this dictaphone. Sometimes I don't press stop and I just let it run so I can remember everything that everyone's ever said.
What recording?
I don't think I should play it.
Play it? You've got to play it.
I'm sorry. This was from last month. It's Monday the 21st of July and I'm in the Board and Elbow Public House. It's my first time going out properly since... And I'm feeling positive. I have a pint and some peanuts. Alec Watson, the barman, gave me a funny look when I ordered. I'm gonna push that from my mind. It's nice to feel normal again. Oh no. Michael Pottinger, the mayor, coming to sit at next table. I've always had a bad feeling about him. I'm just gonna drink my pint, keep my head down. It's a really nice pint. Oh, I wonder who that woman is with him.
Sorry it took so long. Peridot's been nagging me all day to wash the car. I'm the mayor. I can pay someone else to wash my car. But apparently that's a waste of money. But it's my money. I can do what I like with it. I didn't complain when she bought a new Hoover.
Try not to worry about it now, Mikey.
Well, I'm certainly not going home early for another argument about the kettle.
The kettle?
Don't even ask. She's neurotic, that woman. Not like you.
Thanks. All women are neurotic. I just use my powers for good. Like being great at organising things.
Well, that's true. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Go to Zumba when you should be at golf? Put a trifle on your head instead of your hat?
I'm not that bad.
No, you're not. You just need a woman to kick you into shape in the right way.
I'd certainly love you to kick me into shape in the right way. After all, I have some very urgent business that only you can help with. See, according to my business app, the only space available seems to be in your bed.
Shh, don't talk so loud.
Why? Do the beer mats have ears?
No, but he does.
Well, Steve? Well, I'm not worried about him. Well, he's not going to tell anyone, is he? He's not spoken for months. Such a freak.
Audrey said she saw him in the co-op the other day and heard him speaking into some sort of device.
That just sounds ridiculous. I wouldn't listen to the village tittle-tattle. It's just the little people trying to make their little lives a bit bigger and more interesting. They're not like you and me, driven. You know, with your help, we are going to make White Lily the friendliest village in Britain for 2 years running. That'll really put us on the map.
I've decided to leave the pub. My pint only a quarter finished. I didn't want to listen to the rest of that conversation. Peridot deserves so much better. After all, she is the loveliest person and has the most beautiful... In the end of the tape, I was just saying that Peridot was nice. Not anything weird.
This is a lot to take in. I had my suspicions about his PA, Sarah. I thought I was just being neurotic. He would work late a lot. But then he made it seem like I was the bad one for asking where he was. We used to be happy, you know. Where did everything go so wrong? I think everything would have been okay if we were able to have children.
It's not a good idea to have children with a bad man. Mother always said she thought it was better to go to bed with a good book than a bad man. That's what she did for years. Agatha Christie was her favourite.
I think I need more than a good book. Right. I think it's time that the mayor's top standard wife pays the telly a visit. Are you coming?
I'm going.
Peridot, I didn't expect to see you so soon. Shouldn't you still be doing the buffet?
I got a bit distracted.
See, I told you taking Stephen, Steve-O, or whatever he likes to be called, back to the house was a bad idea.
Stephen was a perfect help.
Stephen needs help, more like.
We all need help at some times.
Yeah, just like I needed help earlier today. But where were you? Making sandwiches with another man.
Oh, I didn't realise making sandwiches was a crime.
I was only buttering some sandwiches.
Perry, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be taking this out on you. It's just we didn't win Britain's friendliest village.
Why not? Thought it was a dead cert.
I can answer that question.
Who are you?
My name is Jared Button. I'm the host of Britain's Friendliest Village 2019. I'm afraid White Lily isn't eligible for the award. We decided to come a day early to try and find out how the village was, incognito, so we could get some clips of the village in action. Old women giving poor children parsnip soup and more heartwarming scenes. But what we encountered was shocking. Rude waiters, a rude traffic warden, but worst of all, a rude mayor. Also, lots of different people being incredibly rude to this man here.
He's looking at me.
Hi there. Steve, is it?
He prefers Stephen.
Sure. Nice to meet you, Stephen. I understand you only talk into that dictaphone.
I do only talk into this dictaphone.
How would you like to talk to a camera?
Not sure.
Don't make him do it if he's not comfortable with it.
You can't have this loon on camera. We're not after the award for Britain's battiest village.
Don't you dare call him Batty.
I'll call him what I like because I'm...
The mayor? It's no excuse for being mean to people.
Sir, please. Stephen, the fact that you only talk to a dictaphone is very unusual, but interesting. And our company is very interested in interesting people. It's our new ethos. To get the stories of people who don't normally get a chance to tell their stories.
They think I'm interesting.
Yes, we do. Could we grab a quick interview with you?
Yes. I have some things I want to say to the camera.
Brilliant. Okay, just look here and I'll ask you a question, okay?
Okay.
Right. 3, 2, 1, rolling. So, Stephen, what's the story behind the dictaphone?
normally speak into this dictaphone, but today I wanted to talk to a camera, which is a bit scarier than a dictaphone. But there's something really important that I would like to say. White Lily might not have won Britain's friendliest village, but it does have the world's friendliest woman, and her name is Peridot Pottinger. She runs the Crusty Loaf that does the best bagel tarts in the world. To explain a dictaphone, though, just over a year ago, my mother was diagnosed with dementia. But we think she must have had it many months before the diagnosis. She would forget little things and then bigger things, and then she caught pneumonia and died. I didn't want to speak to anyone, so my voice just stopped. Then I found this dictaphone that I'd been using it to record our memories. You know, me and my mother, things we did together. And I started to talk to it. I wanted to document my days and my memories because I didn't want to forget also. So then I carried it with me everywhere and would talk to it. But Britain's friendliest village wasn't that friendly. Well, not to me anyway. They stared and then would give me a wide berth if I ever came near. All except one woman. The woman with the brightest green eyes you ever saw. She would always ask me how I was and how my day had been, but most importantly, she'd smile at me. Always. In fact, I have a poem that I'd like to read for her. Peridot, her smile is porcelain, beautiful, but...
Hey, stop hitting on my wife.
He can hit on me all he likes. Michael, you've already made a fool of yourself. Let him speak.
Actually, I think we've got all we need. It's only short clips of people that we're doing as a montage. Thanks for the interview, and sorry to hear about your mum. Right, crew, let's get off and try and find a village that's actually friendly.
I don't think this village deserves the Britain's Friendliest Village Award. Fake smiles aren't friendly.
I blame you for this. This is all your fault. Oh, look at me. My mum died, so that means it's okay to go around talking to myself and hitting on other men's girlfriends. You know, you're just a loser.
He's not a loser. But even if he was, a loser is better than a cheat.
Well, both are bad, I suppose.
Yes. And it's not nice being married to someone who's both.
What do you mean?
I know about Sarah. I knew you were with her when you had to go out for business meetings at 11 p.m. And I'm not even allowed to make sandwiches with another man.
Perry, darling, is that what this man told you? Well, you can't possibly believe him over me.
So, you're saying he's lying?
Well, of course he's lying. Look, it's obvious he fancies you. He'd say anything to split us up. You know, it's quite sad, really. He's so lonely, he's latching on to other people's wives. You know, we must feel sorry for him. However, as a good person, I will take it in my heart to forgive him.
Promise there's nothing going on?
Honey, I've got the best wife in the world. Why would I stray? And not with Sarah, of all people. I mean, she's a nice enough girl, but have you seen her roots?
Right. Well, I'm glad that's all sorted.
Brilliant. Let's go home, shall we? Commiserate in style. I was thinking we could pick up some pesto.
No. It's sorted. In my head. I don't want to be with you anymore. I know for a fact that you're lying. You stupid man. Stephen's dictaphone was set to record the whole time. She's neurotic, that woman. Does that sound familiar?
He must have edited it together.
Oh, we both know he didn't.
What did you think you were doing, Steve? Poking your nose into other people's business? And besides, did you know that recording people without their consent is actually against the law? I'll have you done for this.
Leave him alone. Why is it never you that's to blame? I don't even know who you are. Is there anyone you don't lie to?
Yeah, so maybe I did stray. But you know, there's a lot of pressure being the mayor. Everyone expects you to be in a certain way, and you have so much responsibility.
No one made you be the mayor, and no one made you cheat. Now please, I need you to leave me alone.
Fine. I was meeting Sarah tonight anyway.
Hope her roots don't bother you much. Oh dear. What a day. On the bright side, I've got a whole buffet to eat at home. Not that I feel much like eating.
What is she gonna do now?
I don't know. Things haven't been good for years with Mike and I, but you just ignore it and think it's fine. I've got food to eat and a place to sleep, and I get to grow my own flowers, so life can't be that bad really, can it?
If your flowers walked away into another garden, you'd get rid of them, even if they kept coming back. You want flowers that stayed in your garden.
That's an odd way of putting it, but you're right. I best get home and sort out that buffet. As Mike won't be home, you could come with me, just to eat some sandwiches, of course. You can have yours the way you like it. Tuna mayo with sweet corn and only a little bit of butter.
She must be very good at remembering sandwich orders.
Not everyone's. You didn't get to finish your poem. What was it?
I'm a bit nervous to read it now.
I'm sure I'll love it.
Okay. Her smile is porcelain, beautiful but may break, on display for all, concealing the dust inside.
Concealing the dust inside?
Even though she smiles at me and she runs the brownies on a Wednesday night and cares and is nice to everyone, I could see that underneath something wasn't right. She was cracking, like the pots do in the kiln when they aren't taken care of properly.
How did you know that?
When you don't speak much, you listen and you watch and you see things that no one else ever does.
Thanks for the poem. Thanks for what you said about me on camera. I think that was the nicest thing I've ever heard anyone say about me.
It's just the truth.
Do believe it's nice to be nice. And you're nice. And you're thoughtful and considerate and creative. Don't ever think you're not as important or brilliant as everyone else. In fact, you're even more so. Can I tell you a secret?
Yes?
You're my favourite customer. Look at me, Stephen.
I can't look at her. Even though she has the most beautiful eyes, I've only seen them from a distance.
Good thing you don't need to look into each other's eyes to kiss.
Wow, I looked. I'm looking right now. She is the most magnificent woman I've ever seen. Peridot?
Yes?
I've got something I've wanted to say to you off tape. Something I've wanted to say for a very long time. Peridot,
You have been listening to Village Weirdo by Hannah Sowerby. Part of Stephen was played by Andy Keogh, Mike by James Hurrell, Peridot by Tracy Swan, Mary by Louise Hodson, Sarah by Fiona Johnson, Jared by Roger Bird. This was directed by Jonathan Vickers. Music by Pete Moran. This was a 1-5 Events production supported by Create to Connect.